situated. My mirror is in the way. But it's okay. All right. Well, hello everybody. Just now getting off of work. I forgot it was Friday, so on Fridays normally I get off at 5. I sure do. So I'm hoping that everybody had a really good day. We have ice and snow everywhere still. The roads are definitely cleared up a lot, so that is really good. Woo! And the sun is shining. I have both hands on the wheel and I am not holding my phone at all. I actually have a mount on my windshield. I definitely would not be driving around holding my phone trying to record a video, by no means. I don't like any distractions, and I definitely do not like people to text and drive. So I kind of just want to clear that up. Because I definitely would not text and drive, and I'm darn sure not gonna hold my phone and, you know, try to video anything. So, anywho, number 2, Grant, your going to learn how to do this for sure. But what I will do is I do want to abide by all of the community guidelines and everything like that. I did look up if you were hands-free, so I will probably stop at a store to see what after the fact. But I was on here yesterday, and I would really like to do this every day because I drive about 40 minutes each way. I mean, and I could probably even go live on my trip to work of the mornings. I could probably do that also. So I guess I'm going to just a new reintroduction of myself. So my name's Melanie, and I sell manufactured homes and tiny homes. Some used homes that we get as trades, and then I think that we might have a RV potentially that is for sale. It is an older model. It's a hitchhiker. It's a nice one, but it is older. I think it might be like a 2000 or something like that. So we have that. We have a tiny home that is available for $85K. It is under consignment. It is called Tumbleweed by Platinum Cottage. It's really pretty. So it has the loft up above, and it's a 1-bedroom. There's a mini split that's up above the cabinetry, in the kitchen that would like oversee the loft. The loft at the peak is 4 foot tall. Living room, it has a porch built on it, a cute little rolling island. It's a cozy tiny home. It's white and it has a walk-in shower. It also has a stackable washer and dryer in it. So the person who initially bought it, he bought for his daughter, and he put those in there. But we do have manufacturers who build tiny homes, and you have the ability to go ahead and add a washer and dryer in with your tiny home. And you do not have to have a loft. I think that if you have kids, or maybe if it's like a vacation home, I think that the loft is super cute if you have young ones, you know, those oversized bean bags and stuff like that would be cute and fun, and it's like camping out kind of, you know. Especially over in Oklahoma, Beaver's Bend, Turner Falls, all those places like that. I think tiny homes are super cute for that. I mean, and then, I mean, you guys know, you gals and guys, y'all know that that's really the market right now. So there are so many people that have downsized out of really expensive site-built homes because of the economy. It's a bit different. And so a lot of people are going for RVs and tiny homes. So there's a lot of tiny home communities, and you can actually put a tiny home in an RV park. And they're adorable. 399 square feet. Yeah, they're very cute. So anyway, back to me. Tomorrow is my birthday. I'm going to be the big 4-6. Definitely living 2026 a little bit differently than 25. There's been a few bad years that have been behind me with illness and, you know, family members that have been really sick. And yeah, I'm just speaking it into existence that 2026 is going to be great. It really will be. And I really love what I do. So originally I started working in the manufactured home business, like in the warehouse, like the manufacturer. I started out in Final Finish, which is a station before it rolls out, gets the HUD label on it, and then it ships out. Sometimes straight to the customer site or to a retailer like me. And so I would just clean. I never will forget, like, the first week that I was working, and I wanted to do a good job and impress the boss, and they give you like a Windex type spray. They give you dust mop spray, a vacuum, and a mop, you know. Anyway, I wanted to impress the boss so much. I got the middle bedroom, and it's a single wide that I was doing, board and batten walls, and cleaned it really, really good. They come walking through the house after it was rolled outside into the last station. I had sprayed so much dust spray. It was on every one of the panels. And all 4 walls had to be replaced. I was, yeah, humiliated. Dust spray will absorb as an oil on those panels. It was terrible. So I made a great imprint the minute I started there. No, I really did love working there. They will always kind of be family to me, for sure. And then after that, I ended up I went and worked in the Formica room, where I would put the Formica on top of the countertops after they were built by this one guy named Don. And then I would do that repetitiously all day. And then I learned how to build the cabinets, and then became a team leader and was in management. And I love that. Like everywhere I go or went, I was running. I got in trouble for that all the time because I always felt like I was in a hurry. But I also was an exterior. So I hung the vinyl siding, painted the houses. I was a dapper because the walls were board and batten walls. So it is, in fact, sheetrock. I try to tell people it's not paneling like in 1970. It is sheetrock, but it does have wallpaper over it. And in between the panels, they put the bat on there and then use a pin nailer to nail the bats on there. And then the dapper daps each one of those nail holes. And it's kind of like a soft, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a putty. It's softer than that. And you just get the color that your panels are, and it blends in. It fills all the holes in. It looks nice. And so then from there, I worked in so many different areas. I done plumbing underneath all the houses. That was the last portion of my stay there. But I also trained people in orientation on gun safety, how to actually hook an air hose up to a gun, and then how to load the nails in the gun, and then I gave everyone the opportunity to shoot one. You would be surprised. Some people who really have never been in the business, who have never at all picked up a nail gun or even an air hose, aside from airing up a tire, they have no idea what they're doing, you know. And I tried to at least inform them so that when they went out on the floor, you know, they had the basics and they knew what they were doing. So anyway, I also helped, you know, with, I don't know, just different questions that they had, and then the biohazard stuff with chemicals and stuff like that, because I worked in the maintenance shop as well and rebuilt all the guns. I replaced pistons and all of that stuff in the guns. So I did that, and I think that when I left out of the maintenance shop and went over and worked with Brad Horton, which is a really good guy. He's a preacher. He's my age. And anyway, I've done all the plumbing under the house. In any manufactured home, every bit of your plumbing is going to be underneath the house. And then your electricity, you know, is ran like outer walls on top of the roof. People would be climbing over the rafters. I have been that person. To hook up the electric, to drop it down into the holes where the fixtures are. Just a number of things I did there. And so, anyway, when COVID happened and work slowed down, I don't know, I was there off and on for about 8 years, but I think I found that it was my time to go. Like, you just know in your whole heart when it's time to change what you're doing. And I did. And I worked for a marketing company until all of North Texas eventually, you know, shut down, and was blessed with the job that I have now, where I'm able to sell manufactured homes and stuff like that. So I have the knowledge and the ability to talk to people about how they're built. But when I was in the warehouse building them, I didn't really get to see how a customer feels like when they're buying a house. And that's what I love about my career now the most, because it's so different when you are sitting in your office and you're picking colors out to a house, or you're walking them through a house, or you're holding the key, right? And you are in a picture with the family, they bought their first house. And whether it is a $50,000 house or a $300,000 home, every customer has put everything that they've worked for into that. And I treat every person the absolute same because they worked that hard for that. And the feeling I get to see, you know, when people are so excited that they actually purchased a house, and oh my goodness, I just love them all. I want them all to be my family forever. I have a couple that is 23 years old. They have 2 babies, and they are going to have their house delivered on the 17th. It's a big deal, and I'm so incredibly proud of them. They are good kids. Love them to pieces. I also sold their granddad a house. So you end up and you find relationships, and I mean, it just brings me joy to see people have the opportunity to, you know, purchase a house. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to me. Like, I'm so excited for them too. And this time of year generally is a little slower. So less people want to, you know, come to the store and get out in the snow and the ice and the cold, you know. But you can literally pretty much purchase a house kind of like what I'm doing with you right now. Like, I'm literally on here just talking to you. I can FaceTime a customer. Let's go over everything. You don't have to be in my office personally. Like, I mean, I can have a relationship and a conversation and us figure out exactly what you're looking for. I can walk you through several homes that you're potentially going to be interested in the most based on our consultation together. And three houses, y'all. I only suggest you look at 3: good, better, and best. Because when you look at more than 3 houses, I promise you, everything is going to look exactly the same at that point. So that is a rule of thumb. I try to emphasize that to people because we all want to look at every house out there, but I mean, you've got to be practical. How many square foot do you want? If you want 1,400 square foot of house, why are you wanting to look at this house that's 2,500? Or you want to spend $150,000 on a house, but you want to go look at this one that is $259,000. It has to make sense. And so I don't like to give people false hope. I really just try to be practical. And so if you came to the office and, you know, made an appointment with me and we looked at some houses together, ultimately the first thing that you would do is sit in my office. We're going to try to get to know each other, because I do feel like half of, you know, selling a house to a person is, first of all, we have to get along. We have to know each other to a certain extent and have a respect for one another. We have 2 goals in mind. My goal is to find you a house, and it's my job to make sure that I'm able to do that. So I can't sell you a house if I don't show you the right ones. So I really try not to force people into purchasing a house that is absolutely out of your price range. That's not the type of salesperson that I am, and I stand on that. I definitely will never sell my soul to the devil and do people wrong. That is not what I'm about. I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, we have to be practical when purchasing a house. I want you to have it forever, not for 3 months, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this woman sold me this expensive house. We can't even pay the rent. So, or the mortgage, excuse me. So anyway, it was a really good day. Like I said before, we are down to just 2 salespeople again, which is fine with me. I mean, it can get a little more difficult only because, if there's 3 salespeople, you at least have a break. You get to take your 2 days off rather than just a Sunday, which I'm always available for appointments. Even on my days off, I will come in for an appointment. It's not a problem. Mom, is that you? I swear my biggest fan and cheerleader is always going to be my sweet mama. Oh, I am coming to your house, Mom. Yes, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road, so I really cannot read the comments, but I do see you twice. And I love the support for sure. I love it. I love it. I love it. Wait, what am I doing? Yep. My mom's my top fan. You know what? At some point, it's called consistency, right? Or insanity, one of the two. Well, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, that is I am a little crazy. I think that if I do this every day and I do it enough, eventually there is going to be someone out there, like my mom, that is going to, take the time and listen to me babble. I'm only going to do this on my ride home from work and to work. That gives me an opportunity to kind of decompress for my day. And to be quite honest with you, I get home a lot faster when I'm talking. It would be nice if y'all could talk back, but I do want to get monetized at some point. I know I have to have way more followers or subscribers than what I have currently. So that is going to be something that I really kind of push toward and hope for. Hopefully you guys and gals can support me on that journey and follow me or subscribe. I think consistency is the best way to potentially reach people that I know that I've not seen in many, many years. I definitely do not live anywhere near I was born. So I was born an hour plus away from where I'm at now. But it would be nice because YouTube has been around for so many years. That was around before TikTok. I think it was around before Facebook. But YouTube has been a very successful way to reach people and to talk and things like that. And in the last, I'm going to say, couple of years, I've tried to really dive in a little bit more when it comes to being a Amazon influencer and then a TikTok affiliate. And so I do reviews and stuff like that. Not as much as I need to. I really do need to kind of really hammer that out. But YouTube is a bit different. To me, it almost feels like a more of a wholesome community. I don't know, I feel kind of at home. Like I'm not stressed out wondering what to say. What are they going to think? And maybe it's because people don't hop on here and try to battle me. And people are ugly, Sometimes people can be mean or say inappropriate stuff. But I don't know. YouTube seems to be, I don't know, home to me. what do I like? Oh my gosh, I have to tell y'all this. So, my friend Tara, she's the finance manager where I work. Anyway, her friend had puppies, and they are little weenie dogs and Yorkies. They are called Dorkies, y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna get one. I am. Yes, so I'm gonna say in the last year, I saved 2 dogs. One was on the red list to be euthanized, and he was just a little guy. He was part English bulldog and Frenchie, I think is what they said. I named him Winston, and he was, oh my goodness, y'all, the sweetest, cutest. I loved him. I found him a forever home. So he did not lose his life because these shelters are so overpopulated. And I might end up and get this Dorky, but I mean, if I end up and go to the shelter and find somebody on the red list, I mean, I'm likely to do that before I end up and pay for an animal. I would rather pay for a survivor, you know. And so then after that, I ended up with a big boy. His name was Duke, and I was told he was a couple of years old. And is this okay? That's that guy. There's a man that runs winter, spring, summer, and fall. He is probably 70 years old, and he has been running this highway for years. It's insane. I wish I had his motivation. But anyway, so then I get Duke. He was 70 pounds when I got him, and he weighed 120 when I was able to get him back to his original owner. I loved him so much, and he had a skin disorder, and he ended up in, this guy is a little old man, so not little, but an old man. He's 8 years old, and for an Anatolia Shepherd, Great Dane mix, I mean, that is a long life that he's already had, right? So to be able to reconnect him with his original owner, because she doesn't work or anything like that, she just kind of sits at home, and then they cuddle and they love. That's what he needs. So I'm a workaholic, and I work a lot, and he was too big for me to take to work with me because he was intimidating. People were scared of him, and he was the biggest baby ever. And then my neighbor had told me that he was howling and hyperventilating when I would leave to go to work. And so after finding out, you know, his age and everything like that, I had to reconnect him with his original owner so that he could live his last old man years, you know, without stress and not to be alone. I thought I was doing a disservice to him. And that's not fair, because he was the best dog in the world. Y'all, I will end up in add pictures of Winston and of Duke. I really will. So anyway, I've kind of been empty nesting ever since Duke ended up, and I think it was December the 3rd. Yeah. Then I took him back. I cried like a child. With Winston, I didn't, right? Because I went and I got Winston and I saved his life with the intent to rehome him. Well, with Duke, that was my main intent, but then he had a lot of medical issues, skin issues, oh my goodness, gut issues, anxiety issues, and his medication and the dog food that he had a lot of allergies. I mean, I knew in my whole heart that it was just going to be one of those situations that I could not rehome him with the fear that someone would not take care of him. So I started a journal and just a list basically of how to take care of him. His allergies, he's allergic to chicken, he's allergic to all kinds of stuff. But anyway, he's doing really good. And she sends me updated photos, and I So, but anyways, I mean, the little dorkies are cute. They're mom and dad. So I think mom's a Yorkie, dad's a little weenie dog, and they don't, either of them do not weigh over 8 pounds. So I'm thinking about it, but I really do need to probably check the shelters. I'd probably do that before I would get, or I would pay for another animal, only because an adoption fee and all of that. A shelter dog or animal, dog, cat, horse, pig, it doesn't matter if they are shelter animals and you rescue and adopt them, they know it and they are grateful. I have known some really bougie dogs that did not come from the shelter, and I'm like, you have got to humble yourself. I mean, if it's right with the little dorky, I'll get one, but I better check the shelters. But I want it to be a small little rascal so that I can like take it everywhere with me. It's the only thing that I couldn't do with Duke. His foot was the same size as mine, and I have a little foot. So yes, I have been babbling. Roads are much better, so that's good. I'm gonna get off here with y'all. I think that what I will do is just hop on here in the morning. At some point, somebody out there is gonna tune in. If you see me, please support me. If you could subscribe, it would help me out a lot. I don't have a spouse, so I pay my own bills and I'm 100% commission, so any help would be grateful, because I got bills to pay. And honestly, just being able to reach a community and reach people outside of, you know, certain states. I mean, it's, I think, an awesome thing to end up and get to actually like meet people from all over the world, and we can do this way, right? It's crazy how the world has changed so much. Like, you have a reach like no other by just being on, you know, YouTube or TikTok or Facebook. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, until tomorrow, y'all have a blessed night. I'm going to get off here like I did last night. Y'all have a good one. Bye. Oh, goodness. I will figure this out at some point. Bye, y'all.